Story 1. AITA for doing the same? In-law visits exclude me from their brunch dinners as a family. Hi everyone. I, 30M, have been married to my wife, 30F, for almost 3 years. 2 years ago, I moved to the other side of the country, US, for wife's job. She and her family are from the Middle East. Her sister lives in the next state over. Each time they visited, they go out as a family to dinner/brunch at a nice place without me. I expressed it, made me uncomfortable, and felt disrespectful, especially considering they were staying here. This continued to happen with every visit. I expressed my increasing discomfort and anger with each occurrence. Cue current visit. They are to be here in our home from Tuesday. My in-laws arrived Thursday afternoon. I went with my wife, father-in-law, and sister-in-law to get takeout. We all have dinner at the house. We spent the evening catching up, talking about plans for the next few days, which were still in flux. It was more like, "What do you want to do? Should we do this? Go here?" I said I'm down for anything, just that I have work on Friday that I couldn't get out of. They're the guests, and father-in-law kind of came here to celebrate his birthday. They celebrated with sister-in-law in her city for the actual formal birthday plus plans, and is extremely familiar with the area from his past, so everyone was deferring to him. Whenever they visit, I always make sure to go to the bakery down the street to get fresh bread, cheese, butter. It's become kind of a running thing because father-in-law always comments that he loves the thickness of the toast that I slice. I've been messing with an espresso machine recently. Made father-in-law and sister-in-law lattes on their previous visits, so mother-in-law wanted to try. Friday morning, I woke up at 7 a.m., went to the bakery and got bread, bagels, pretzels, and eggs. Came back, sliced the bread and bagels, threw everything into toast before starting on the lattes. Drank coffee and had a light breakfast with everyone before heading upstairs for work at 9:45 a.m. I had a particularly brutal day at work. I worked 9:45 a.m. to 7:45 p.m. That's not typical. Additionally, this is my first week off in 7 months, so I still had a lot of things to button up before I leave my laptop alone for the next week. I don't want to give the impression that I'm a workaholic. I am not. I typically work 8-9 hours a day. Wife is typically in the office 8-10 hours a day and continues working at home and on the weekends. My office is an open room that's next to the master bedroom and next to one of the stairwells. When you go to the bedroom, you walk right behind my desk chair. Wife came up to the bedroom a few times. The only time she spoke to me was to ask if I wanted something from the place they're ordering from lunch. I thanked her but declined because I wasn't hungry. I was on several calls and had a fire under my ass all day, so I wasn't paying attention to the time or what was going on downstairs. 7:45 p.m. is when I said enough is enough and logged off. Went downstairs and saw that everyone was gone. Drank some water and went to the back deck for fresh air and to vape. I spent some time decompressing, went to check on my strawberries and pulled some weeds. Went back to sitting on the deck. Mother-in-law comes out and says to get ready for dinner. I asked when, where, and she said the place, 30 yards away from the house, and the reservation is at 8:30. I look at my phone and it's 8:25. I said okay, went into the house and went upstairs to change. So, wife is really bad with appointments reservations. I observed at which stage she was in her getting ready and knew it would be at least another 30 minutes. I took this to mean that the 8:30 time wasn't the actual reservation time, just the time to get wife ready on time. I told her this is incredibly rude. She said this is about father-in-law's birthday. I go to my desk for more work and ask wife to let me know when she's done getting ready. Sister-in-law and wife both pass behind me while getting wife ready, not saying a word. I then hear them go downstairs and the front door closing. I go downstairs and they're gone. I called wife 4 times. No answer. I am seething. I drive to cool off and get a call from wife 20 minutes later. I go off about why she didn't say anything to me and about how they all ditched me and how this is extremely disrespectful. She says, "Oh, okay, I'll tell them you said so." They get back at 11 p.m. Sister-in-law asks if I ate. I said yes, even though I didn't. Father-in-law looks at the TV and asks if I'm watching X. I curtly say yes. They say goodnight and go to bed. Saturday morning, I go get breakfast. I took extra time because I wanted to be anywhere away from them. I get a MSG from father-in-law. We are making brunch for everyone. Wife texted asking where I am. I didn't reply. Father-in-law and mother-in-law are in the kitchen saying brunch is ready and to please eat. I tell them I ate, before heading upstairs to my desk to play a game for the first time in months. My wife comes and says something, but I can't hear her. 6:30 p.m. I go downstairs to heat up food. Sister-in-law is on the couch. Wife, Mother-in-law and father-in-law walk downstairs. No one says anything to me. Wife is on the middle of the stairs when she yells, "Is everyone stressed out and quiet because of that rude, boring buzzkill? Don't let that fat POS ruin your day." I respond, "Oh, look, it's a talking garbage can. Hey, Oscar." Sister-in-law looks at me and throws up her hands. I continue to eat my sandwich as everyone leaves. My wife texts me that mother-in-law is crying in the car because of how uncomfortable I made all of them. They are all leaving, wife included. I said their leaving is completely fine by me and that they're the ones who showed disrespect first. They are all leaving tomorrow morning to a lake resort for the remainder of their time. AITA, Update 1. I asked everyone to have a seat at the table about 1.5 hours ago and began with an apology. First, I said that this is also my home and asked that they all extend me the courtesy to listen without interjecting. Essentially, I apologized for my part in creating an inhospitable atmosphere that caused them to be uncomfortable. Regardless of this or that, I am also the host, and there were things that I could have done better. I am uncomfortable with certain events from Friday, but my reaction to it wasn't the right move. I also said that I shouldn't have publicly retorted to my wife. Our issues should remain between us and shouldn't have been on display at the dining table. I then proceeded to explain the context surrounding Friday, my point of view, and how uncomfortable these exclusions make me, and that they made me feel uncomfortable in my own home. Each person responded without interruption. Father-in-law was the first to respond. He thanked me for the apology and commented that it takes guts to ask everyone to sit down and apologize. He then said he doesn't take these things to heart. Sister-in-law responded that there is context missing and that I'm leaving certain things out. Father-in-law put his hand on her leg, but wife said, "Let her speak, right?" Sister-in-law says she's not trying to attack me, but just because I am an in-law to them doesn't mean I automatically get respect. Their respect is earned by the way I treat my wife. She said this also goes both ways and that they will need to earn my respect as well. Mother-in-law responded by thanking me for the apology. She said she especially wouldn't have come and stayed in our home if they didn't like me. Period. I am their son-in-law, and they love me. That's why they're here. Wife responds by saying that it is a personal pet peeve when someone apologizes, then follows up with a justification. It dilutes the apology altogether. Father-in-law responded by saying, "I'm very guilty of this. Wife knows this very well." Edit because I forgot this part. I said I understand what she's saying, but everyone here does realize that this is the first time I'm directly addressing everyone about something while everyone is present, right? This is my time to speak, so I'm trying to get everything out. I reminded them that 1 year ago, after driving a significant amount of hours to NYC for the night as a stop to the main destination, wife ditched me to have a ritzy dinner with her parents 3 days after they departed from our home during their last visit, and said, "This is my time with my parents, you're not invited." I reminded them that they sent my wife back with some food dessert from the restaurant, and told them that I opened the box and there was melted whipped cream with crushed nuts. I gave them the benefit of the doubt and figured the restaurant packaged the food incorrectly and forgot the actual item. Father-in-law responded by saying he wants to go back to that restaurant and whoop them. I also reminded everyone that we were all in a WhatsApp group chat at one point. That lasted, 2 weeks before everyone left? I did note that no one addressed the "you're not invited" comment in NYC. There was a tiny bit of back and forth between people mostly at the same time before mother-in-law says, "Okay, everyone get up and let's move on." So they and the wife are headed to this destination for an activity where they have booked a hotel. They will return tomorrow morning before departing 1 day early. The original plan was for them to stay tomorrow and leave Tuesday morning. Wife is upstairs getting ready, and I told her, "So, literally no one responded to my feeling of discomfort, and you're literally going right now to do the same exact thing. The same thing that I have been wanting to go do since moving here, and you know that." Wife said, "I'm excluded now," in response to my behavior. She said if I want to be included, go downstairs and talk to them and try to get them to stay the extra day and plan something for Independence Day. I asked her why I should be the one making the effort, when they're not. But whatever. I went downstairs and asked them to stay, and tried planning something for the 4th in sister-in-law's city. Father-in-law said they're leaving early because he has a business meeting in sister-in-law's city on Tuesday. Sister-in-law says she's working on the 4th, so count her out, but you all should do something. Father-in-law says, yeah, you and wife should go somewhere. Wife and mother-in-law comes down, and long story short, I am expected to drive 7 HRs to sister-in-law's city to meet up with them. They all left, and when wife said bye, she asked me to research hotels. I have no intention of going anywhere.
In my opinion, he is not an asshole. What do you think? Comment below. Subscribe for more interesting stories.